everyone, welcome to a new video. I thought I would just do a little quick sit down chat with you because a question has come up a few times in recent videos and I've sort of skirted around the subject, but it's not, I'm making it sound serious, it's not. It's simply that, it's just that a couple of people, when I've been talking about my clothes, the things that I've bought, particularly if it's not quite right, for example, someone mentioned, well, why don't you just lengthen it, when I was talking about a dress that was too short, and it was mentioned recently, well, why don't I just make a simple A-line skirt, it would take me no time at all. Well, I thought I would just answer those queries as to why I don't make my own clothes. There are two main reasons. The first is lack of time. I think it's pretty much fair to say I don't have any free time. I literally sit down about 10 after doing the dog and having breakfast and whatnot, and then I work and I keep working. Apart from having a break for lunch where I watch YouTube, I basically don't stop until we go to bed at 9:30. And then we watch a bit of telly before going to sleep. And that's my day. A couple of evenings a week I sometimes join a local group in the village, and that's so that I actually get out of the house and see people and I enjoy them, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't do them. And I obviously spend time with my family. That's a priority. I probably spend up to 3 hours just talking to the kids and my husband, and that's great. I don't begrudge that time at all, because isn't like not spending enough time with your family, isn't that like in the top 3 things people regret at the end of their lives? I don't want to be there. I'm quite happy to chat with them for a lot of my day. That's my free time, that's where I spend it. And now Strictly Come Dancing is on. I am going to make time to watch that, but I don't watch telly. I don't really stop in the evenings to do things I enjoy doing. I just carry on working, and that's fine. I enjoy working, particularly if I'm sewing. It doesn't feel like work. When I'm editing a YouTube video, yeah, that does feel like work. And that takes actually the majority of my day, editing YouTube videos. Anyway, I'm sort of digressing, but to make my point is I don't have time. That's it. I should have just said that rather than rambling for the last 5 minutes. And when you're self-employed and desperately trying to eke out a living in this social media world and giving away a lot of your time for free already, I don't feel like I can make time for myself at this point in my career. I just can't. So it's much quicker for me to go to spend a little bit of time in a shop buying a few things that I need, rather than, or want, don't really need all this stuff, let's be honest. It would be much quicker for me to do that than make it myself. And the other thing is I don't necessarily have the skills either. When people ask me what do you do, I don't usually say about the blogging and the YouTubing, because most people don't really get it. So I say I'm a dressmaker, which is true, and then the next thing they say is, oh, do you do alterations? And I go, no, sorry. If I did alterations, I'd be making pots of money, but I don't. I would never want to do that either. Far too stressful dealing with someone's expensive dress and making alterations. No thank you, I don't want to have that sort of stress in my life. If you've seen my videos of how I make dresses, you'll know that my skills aren't necessarily with the construction of a dress. I make clothes by draping them on the mannequin, and then I make folds and tucks and gathers to make it fit a human shape. I sort of consider myself, and I can't think of a better way of saying this, sort of more, there's not really a less wanky way of saying this other than to say I feel like I'm more of a fabric artist than a dressmaker. But I'm not going to go around saying, oh, I'm a fabric artist. No, that just doesn't quite feel right either. There doesn't seem to be a proper word for what I do, but you know what I mean. I can follow a pattern and I could construct my own basic patterns, but oh my goodness, that would take a lot of time because I don't do that sort of thing regularly. The things I do regularly, like I said, are more free-flowing, organic. I just make it up as I go along. It's a more creative process. Following a pattern is it's a discipline and a difficult one, and those people that can just open a pattern and follow it easily, what's the word? Dock my hat at you? Tip my hat at you? I can't think of the, you know what I'm trying to say. I respect them for it. I can follow basic pattern, but because I don't do it on a regular basis, it takes me a long time. I'm slow at that sort of thing. You know, I can do darts, I can do zips, I can do the basic elements that you need to do in sewing. But yeah, to follow a pattern, to make a pattern, I'd be slow at it. Yeah, a lady mentioned the A-line skirt that I recently bought. Yes, it does look simple. But by the time I've measured myself, worked out my pattern, bought the correct amount of elastic I would need for the waistband, and obviously the fabric, I mean that would have been a full day's work even for me for a basic A-line skirt. If I had a pattern, then it would be quicker, and obviously once I'd done one I could just cut around it, and yes, it would be quite quick. But anyway, I hope I don't sound like I'm just sort of sitting here making excuses at you. The first half of next year I will be doing a lot of sewing for my clothing business, Threads of a Fairy Tale. I've got 1 or 2 big festivals I'm planning to do in the summer, and for those I will just need to work and get a lot of stock ready for them. But after that, I am hoping that next year some of my time will be spent making alterations on clothes that aren't quite right, and also maybe having a go at making some clothes from scratch for myself, because I have acquired some large pieces of fabric from where a relative was clearing out their stuff, and I got piles and piles of fabric. I'll put that link below if you want to see a good fabric haul. So I actually do have some pieces that are large enough to make full garments out of. So I'm hoping that my skills in actual real dressmaking do improve, but that comes with practice. So obviously I can't predict the future, but I'm really hoping that the second half of next year I will have time making those alterations and making some things from scratch for myself next year, but we'll see. And in fact, right here at my local college, they're doing part-time courses in advanced dressmaking skills, and I was all set to book that, and then we're off to America again for 4 weeks, so I couldn't do that after all. But I'm hoping they're going to run it again next year, and if I manage to get on that next year, I will keep you posted about my dressmaking project. So that's that really. I hope I've explained myself. I hope I don't sound like I'm just whining about excuses. If you're self-employed, you probably understand. You know, your time is money. It doesn't feel right using my time to make my own things when I could be making something I could sell. So yeah, that's that really. And before I ramble on anymore, I shall just say goodbye. A bit of a random video. I know I don't usually do this sort of just sit down chatty sort of thing, but I hope you didn't mind. Hope it was alright. And if you enjoyed watching, please like and share, and I'll see you again next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.